How you doing, YouTube? Matt Massive Beer Reviews back with a little bit of a tilted barn up in this piece in the form of their chosen one, double IPA. Yeah, this comes courtesy of my boy Clayton. It has been like almost 3 years since I've had any beers from Tilted Bars, so I'm kind of pumped about this. It's a 8.5% double IPA. Let's see. It says on the side here, chosen one. The chosen one, mind you. It says, you asked for it and we delivered. The chosen one is an American double IPA overflowing with hops and weighing in a surprisingly subtle 8.5%. This beer needs no introduction. Just sit back, relax, and enjoy. You have chosen wisely. And I get a little bit of inside notes here, which comes from Clayton saying, canned around 12/16, so we're a bit over a month old. Nothing wrong with that. Brewery only in about 450. 450. We'll go 450. 450 a can. That's not bad. Yeah, not too poopy. So we'll see what's what. He sent me 4 beers, I believe. Two mystery beers and 2 unmystery beers. Normal beers. I was going to call them unmystery beers because I'm dumb. So we'll see what's what. League-wise, it's kind of cool. It's like, it's what they do. Pretty much they do the same thing. Name, their logo. It's got this like patchwork quilty thing going on. These hops over here. I don't know. I kind of like it. Not going to lie to you. So there you go. Beer-wise, let's pour the whole thing in there. We got our super fatty snifter out here. We can afford to do so because we can still get a nose. My favorite drinking glass, to be honest with you. Oversized brandy snifter. Dense, rich, thick, turbid. It's not turkey gravy, mind you. It's just very heavily, just dense. New England style haze all the way. It has a super tight compact bubble head to it, but it has this like cool lacing thing around it for me tossing around like a douche. So yeah, I mean, looks the part. Let's see if we get a nose. It smells like it looks, and by that I mean when I looked at it, it looked dense and rich and heavy. It's not over ripened. But it's a sweetened, ripened fruit without a ton of vibrance to it. Now, that sounds like a kind of like, oh, you're calling it a shit nose. That's not the case. There's a rich, dense, stone fruity. There's something else I'm not picking up. Or I'm not defining it enough. Or I don't have a nose to actually pick it up. It starts with a stone fruit that is ripe, but it's, again, I don't mean this as a knock. It's not like a super vibrant kind of fruitiness. And the same goes, I'd go cantaloupe. And then maybe like an orange. All of them across the board aren't overly ripe. And so what I'm saying is 8.5%. You expect this kind of heftier, bigger, kind of richer, sharper, more impactful kind of sweetness. And you're just not really getting it here. But it smells good. I like it. I'm just going to dive in. Cheers. Okay. So, here's the trick. On the side here, they wrote that the chosen one is an American double IPA overflowing with hops and weighing in at a surprisingly subtle 8.5%. I took that as a joke. Like, as in, like, surprisingly subtle. No, they're fucking, like, literally, that's exactly how this beer drinks. Because you have this kind of hefty impact to it. There's a T at the end of impact. I left it off. I don't know why. That it's all that fruit component. It's that tropical fruit, that stone fruit, that citrus, especially like a citrus zestiness. But it's rounded, like super rounded on the edge, almost like the way you would imagine like a barley wine kind of rounding out over time. But it's not. Obviously, it's not the case. It's a relatively fresh IPA with this cool kind of danky green thing going around it, but nothing's overtly aggressive. It's almost like a cooked meal version of those ingredients, and by that I mean it's like if you're gonna make something, you're gonna cook with those kind of fruits. You're gonna make like a dish. And it's like heated up. Oh, man, we're all over the place on this one. It's like all those fruits were heated up with that little bit of green thing without an added sugar to it. So think about like making a marmalade or making jam but it's the fruit preserves. You've cooked off a bunch of stuff. It's not overly sweet. It's under-ripened fruit, and it has that kind of sharpness driven away from it, but still hyper fresh and organic with this little green dankiness. But everything is kind of soft. Everything's gelatinous. Man, you're really gonna have to dig deep on this one if you're on my level. And by on my level, I mean my weird, fucked up thinking level, not my actual beer tasting level, because there's no level to that shit. But it's fun. I like it. I mean, it drinks way below that 8.5%. I'm not pissed at it. I like the way it's like showing and impacting, the way it kind of shows those kind of fruits and that grain. But it's not the knee-jerk reactionary way I'd like some of these bigger double IPAs. I think it's fun. I like it. It's hefty. It's dense. I like it. It's a good beer, man. This is going to go up before, so I have no problem saying this. So you can go back and watch one of the beers he sent off me. Was a mystery beer, and it was a can of these guys. I like that one better. It's lighter. It's smaller ABV. That one's a little bit more my style. But this is kind of fun. This is the kind of beer where I roll up into the brewery and I, have a couple smaller beers, and I'm like, hey, give me one of those, and just give me a half pour, and I drink this, and I'm kind of like, I don't know why I like this so much, but I do. And I probably go to a couple other things and be like, let me try that. Let me try this again. It's kind of one of those beers that, like I said, that visceral knee-jerk reaction. It's not like, oh, this is a great double IPA, but every time I go back to it, going, there's something about this beer I really enjoy. It says something. What does it say? Let's find out. Is this one of the better double IPAs I've had as of late? Because I'm pretty much done. It's worthy of being in a conversation. It's not at the top. It's not at the bottom. It's just in there. In the interesting category, it probably is a little bit more elevated. I just like it. Sometimes you just like stuff and you can't explain it. What do you want? Let's see. Value and availability. And like he said, brewery only, $4.50 a can, and leave you with, or was it $4.25 a can? $4.50. And leave you with, if you like what we like this beer. If you like big, fruit forward, hefty, with a little bit of green dank in its double IPAs, but you like that fruitiness to be rounded and not overly sharp, you'll like this beer. So there you go. Another review in the books. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Thank you very much, Clayton, for sending this off. Down there if you want to talk about it. I already said that part. Massive Beers if you want to check me out in the social media stuff. Beer Massif if you want to check me out doing the whole podcasting thing. And hopefully you guys enjoyed the review. Hopefully enjoying a little bit of Tilted Bar right now. We'll see you next time. Cheers.